Hi guys, I'm Suze.
And I'm Carl.
And we have both written chapters for the book, The Secret Science of Superheroes. We are a little bit busy with our day jobs and planning our wedding in any spare time that we have got at the moment. So we're missing out on a lot of the launch stuff, but we both really wanted to take part in some things. And so we thought we'd make a little video introducing both of our chapters. So, Carl.
Yes.
What did you think of the concept of a book sprint?
I'd never heard of a book sprint before we actually turned up doing it. Whenever you described it to me, it did seem like a bit of a strange idea. But I have to say, I loved it whenever we were there. It was definitely an experience.
Yeah, so for those that don't know, it was 2 days of being in a room with amazing writers, co-collaborators now, that have all written chapters for these books or have even contributed illustrations and infographics to these books. This book, we've written one was enough. And we wrote this over 2 days as part of the Manchester Science Festival up at the University of Salford, who very kindly let us have a room of computers.
Is it Salford or Salford?
I don't know. Tweet us, because we don't know. Salford. Apologies, Salford. Yeah, so for me, I think the great thing about it was that it gave me the opportunity to just put words into a document. And being surrounded by such amazing people, I think I found it quite intimidating to begin with, because there were some amazing people that were writing with us. But actually, that was a good thing as well. I think the joy of not writing on your own was really lovely, because you could bounce ideas around with other people, and I guess making connections with all of our chapters as well was a really nice thing to do.
And I really like being able to share some of the comic book knowledge that I have learnt over the years.
So you basically ended up being our kind of, you and Brian McEnroe, who's also written a chapter, being our kind of comic consultants, really, weren't you?
Yeah, it was really good fun. People going, oh, does this ever come up in comics? And what do you think about this? Yeah. It was really good fun.
Yeah.
So, Suze, what was your chapter about?
I have written a chapter on the science of supersuits. So I have looked at Batman's suits, his kind of everyday casual range, as well as the exoframe that we see in Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice. Mostly to use them as a bit of a launch pad to see whether we could make those suits a reality. So I've got Batman and I've got Tony Stark's Iron Man suits as well. So again, his regular range, oh very good, branding. His regular range, but also things like the Hulkbuster. So how can we actually make something that is so much bigger and so much more powerful? So looking at the science behind both of those things, really.
Were there parts in the real world where you were surprised to find how close they were to the suits, or things that were way out of...
So I guess for me, I'd love to be a superhero, and I don't have any plans on being in any kind of horrific nuclear accident or being bitten by a spider. But I guess Batman and Iron Man are the closest that I could ever get to becoming a superhero. So they're basically engineers with a lot of money. So I am working in engineering, I have grant funding, that's as close as I'm going to get. But the great thing is that, you know, that it's not just confined to the realms of comic books. It's actually becoming a bit of a reality. There are all these different government departments and private companies that are making real super suits, that are combining all of the science and technology to give rise to something that somebody can wear to give them all these brilliant powers.
And do you have a favourite between Bruce Wayne and Tony Stark?
Like I said, they're both brilliant men, brilliant engineering skills. You're showing that off. I've got Captain America going on here because, hello. Sorry, I love you. If I had to choose one, I would have to choose Tony Stark, because I just think he owns it so much better than Bruce Wayne does. Bruce Wayne is the emo engineer, and that's cool. If you like that kind of thing. But if I had all that money and all that power, I would enjoy it. Yeah. So yeah, go Tony. So tell us about your chapter.
So my chapter is a little bit different than most of the other chapters in the book. Most of the other chapters are quite in-depth, looking at one particular topic, whereas I was asked to do the frequently asked questions. So things that didn't quite warrant a whole chapter on their own, but are the sort of questions that geeks sit around a table and argue about endlessly.
Yes,
so it was
you
a lot
do.
of fun. Yes.
Excellent. So the audience, I suppose, some of the people that are hopefully going to be reading this book, some of the people that dropped by the festival, people that were following us on Twitter during the book sprint were chucking some questions at you as we were going along. So did you quite enjoy the interactive element?
Yeah, it was really good fun. I think there was a slight element of fear because I had no idea what was going to be asked. But there was also some really interesting questions. So
what was the most interesting question?
I'm not sure what the most interesting one of the most surprising questions, which whenever it was first asked I didn't think there was going to be any science in it, was why do so many superheroes have alliterative names? So Clark,
Bruce
Clark
Banner,
Kent, Bruce
Lex
Banner,
Luthor,
And originally I thought the answer was going to be because that's what Stan Lee did. But it turned out there was actually some interesting psychology bits behind it, which can aid memory if you do things alliteratively, and can actually aid your enjoyment. So that was really interesting, yeah.
Okay.
And one of the other favourite questions was, what would happen if you cut Wolverine in half?
Would you get 2 Wolverines?
You just have to go and read the book and find out.
Well, that is a fair point. So I guess on that note, we want to say thank you for watching this. We loved taking part in this, so thank you to the Royal Society of Chemistry for letting us do this thing, to Mark Lorch and Andy Meyer, who are our epic editors.
And to all of the other contributors and
absolutely
amazing people we got to work with.
Total joy. Thanks to the university for putting us up as well. We had a ball doing it, and hopefully you guys will enjoy reading it as well. I think it's fair to say we're all pretty Twitter active.
Yep.
So do find us, I've just got to change lanes, bear with me. So do find us on Twitter. Let us know whether you enjoy the book, bits that you love, more that you want to know about. I'm sure Carl and Brian McInwells, who we've already mentioned, will relish in being able to investigate and enjoy answering a few more of those questions.
Yep.
Otherwise...
And this is our 3-minute video that has now lasted about 7.5 minutes. So thanks for putting up with us. Okay, bye.
Thank you. See you later. Bye.